Hey everyone, welcome! So, as you know, each time we release a new song, we also make a making of in which we'll share with you all the secrets of the Logic track, everything that we've been doing. So, yeah, it's that time again. This is actually for me also kind of cool because this time we have released our single called In My Mind. It's out now, it's out on all streamings. But the thing is, it's one of the earliest songs we ever worked on. I think it's like our second or third song that we ever started work on. And we actually just finished. The thing is with this song is it was pretty long. We had the idea of like, well, this is not really a single. We shouldn't really just release it separately. It is good, but it isn't good enough to be like full in the spotlight. Uh, but um, we still thought it was a really good song, and so it just lay there while we were working on like all the other songs: Sleeping Satellites, Weight of the World, Outsiders. It just kept waiting and waiting there. uh, and then recently Fabio, our singer, was like, oh man, I still love that song because he put a lot of heart and feeling into the lyrics in this one. And he was like, I always loved this song. Can we do something with it? And I was like, well, let me just reopen the project and see what I can do. And actually, I changed up a whole lot on it. I changed certain parts completely, made the everything sound a little bit more modern than when we wrote it, and yeah, it came out to becoming a really cool thing. But that does mean that there is a lot of stuff in here that is from long ago. So like some of the synth lines and stuff, or even a lot of the guitars haven't changed since we started it. So yeah, it's really cool now that we are gonna go throughout this journey together to see the project and see what we can find. So as always, I'm just gonna play each section and then talk a little bit about something that I want to highlight in that section. So we're gonna start off with the intro. Let's go. So that's the intro. It's just the main guitar line of the of also what it will become the chorus. And as you can hear, there are a lot of effects on there. So that is also like the main effect loop during the whole song is this vocal line. So let's pick that out separately. You will hear. So those effects are a little bit like Bring Me the Rise and stuff. I've said it, I think, now in like all the previous videos. I really like doing effects where you take something organic like a vocal hook, and then twist and turn it that it almost sounds like something that's a pad or a synthesizer, and use that as a layer. I just really like starting with something organic because all the other stuff isn't really organic except for Fabio's singing, of course. But when it comes to the instrumental, it's heavy distorted guitars, it's MIDI drums, MIDI bass, and then this effect loop really helps it. I don't know. I just always like it. It's my thing. I don't know. So yeah, if you, I'll solo it and then let it hear. So this is the hook, and then. And I think I started writing this song with that little melody that the guitar does. So the top melody that you hear here. So that's just a little melody. I think I started it actually on keys and then on guitar. But yeah, so that's a big part of the song. That's also the melody that the orchestra does in the big chorus, but we'll get to that. Yeah, and then let's go dive into the next part. Is our first verse.
Wake up as someone who's feeling lost and alone. I'm fighting as someone whose battles can't be won. I try to be someone else, but it's hard to pretend. And now I'm just someone that still can't find the end.
So yeah, the verse is really poppy, right? It doesn't have metal drums. It's like this breakbeat kind of sample thing. It's probably somewhere here in the samples. Yeah, it's just a drum loop with a lot of effects on it to make it a little bit cooler. I think yeah, that's are just effects that's on it, and then this is probably the loop itself. Which is pretty cool. We added the bass to it, of course, and stuff. And that, so the vocal hook from the chorus is actually also over the verse with different effects. So this is it in the chorus, and then in the verses it's this. So it's actually the same, but way quieter. So yeah, that's like the main effect going around. Then of course we have this little effect going from one part to the other. This small thing. I think that's a reverb tail from one of our synthesizers that are just cut off, reversed, and that's what you hear between those things. Yeah, and then of course Fabio's vocals, very fragile, have also some effect layers on there. So if we solo those.
I wake up as someone who's feeling lost and alone.
So you hear this low pitched one is on there, and yeah, it makes it feel a little bit more creepy, which fits the vibe of the song a bit. So and altogether, it's the beat, it's the effect, it's the vocals, it's a bass line, and that's the verse. So we're gonna go into the chorus, but just before we go into the chorus, I want to talk a little bit about the end of the verse. So I'm gonna show that the end of the verse, the start of the chorus. So let's listen to that, please. So yeah, so Fabio sings like "Save me from the dark inside me," and as you actually can hear, let's solo it. This and this. You actually hear at the end of the verse, you hear the lyrics already, singing it, but an octave down. So let me solo it, and you will hear it. So you hear "Save me from" the octave down, and then you hear the real, and you hear the octave down before you hear the real one. I think that's really cool. It's like a premonition of what's to come. So yeah, let's listen to that again with the total chorus. So a lot of stuff is happening there, right? So let's deep dive this a little bit. So from the vocal perspective, we have the main line and we have a lot of harmonies going on, especially in the second part. If I just solo all the vocals, you will hear like how many layers it's are. I know that I'm not alone in this struggle that I face, but it's hard to reach out. So it's also you can hear a lot of warmer on the vocals, like it's almost distorted, um, and that just helps it feel more like they are powerful lyrics. So it's like angsty, like you really want it on front center. So there's a lot of pushing on those vocals being done to keep them on top of the guitars. And make them feel good and not to take up too much space. You can hear they're also EQ'd a little bit down to leave room for the other stuff too. Then in the second part of the chorus, we also get, so we have this, what I said, right? We have this little guitar hook the whole time. And in the second part of the chorus, that guitar hook also gets some strings with it. And we have this synth in there too, from my micro freak. So the melody is a synth, it's the violins, it's a guitar, and all together it's that with the folk hook is in the chorus again too, because you know that's our main FX hook. That but it's turned down pretty quiet, so it's more that you feel that it's there than that you really can hear that it's there. Of course, we have our reverse crashes, arena claps, sub booms, all in the chorus going on. Back vocals, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and that means like everything together. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the chorus. So let's take a look at the second verse. So let's listen to the second verse. So, the second verse is kind of like the first verse, but it starts a little bit more turned down. So the beat itself, when it starts, has a little bit of an effect on it. And then here the beat drops in again, the real beat. So, and Fabio's vocals are also more like you're singing throughout an old radio and stuff. Really to just do something different in the verse than you're doing in the first verse. You don't want the listener to be bored with what they're listening, right? You want them to, oh, this is different. This is a different section. This is a different verse. And then to later in the second part of the second verse, we also add in this little synthesizer. So that's here. I think it's these are it. Let's see. Yes, so this gets added to it. And that isn't in the first verse, that those synthesizers. So as you listen to the second part of the second verse, you will hear them coming in. And the same, by the way, so also the strings. So the strings are, it sounds like synthesizer, but they're strings actually. So that was the top layer on there too, together with those synth layers in there. So then we go to the second chorus, and again it's like we're doing the premonition vocals low and then the other one. But the main difference actually in the second chorus, there are two main differences, is we've added the guitar and we added more vocals. So let's listen to it. So yeah, typical in a Christ stereo fashion, we put it now in way too much, and it's like, oh, Chris has to fix it in the mix. So we have Fabio who's doing more layers of vocals in the second chorus, and then we have Sitza bringing in a guitar kind of solo, but it's just following the vocal melody as a support, and then we had to figure out what do we want to put more in front, and the answer was both. So it was really figuring out how to do that. Just to show you from the first chord, so let's solo those vocals together with that lead guitar. So let me find actually where did we put the lead guitar. So this is a good question. I cannot find my leads. Is it in my quad guitar? No, it is in a separate leads. So, or are they here in the quad guitar? Oh, they are here actually. So, okay. So let's just listen to what's added to the solo. So there are extra, or to the, sorry, to the second chorus. So this guitar line is added, and the app-lip vocals down here are added. I keep the main vocal on there too, so you can just hear it. But yeah, you can really hear that everything together. So yeah, so those extra ad libs you hear, like the very reverb ones, aren't there in the first chorus. This guitar isn't there in the first chorus, and again, this is like you want to make your choruses, make your verses different from each other. Not too different because it still has to be recognizable. But I think we did a good job with this, and I really like how it is. Maybe there would be a case where those ad-libs would be a little bit even more in the foreground, but they're so, because I really love that. I really love those ad-libs. Again, so let's listen just to the ad-libs and the main vocal line without harmonies. I really... Yeah, I really like them, but it's bringing everything together, right? Sometimes you have to make choices. So maybe if I felt differently that day, I put them more in front. But this is what we ended up with, and I'm happy with what we ended up with. So let's take a listen to the bridge, right? After the second chorus, we get this nice little bridge, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so my Logic quit because a lot of stuff is going on at the same time. It's always the same. Let's hope that it will third time the charm. So my Logic always has a little bit of trouble with guitar solos because one thing I do when there is a guitar solo, so from a mixing perspective, you're supposed to put the rhythm guitars just a dB downs when there is a lead guitar, so you have less of the rhythm guitar, more of the lead guitar, and I do that, but I also use track spacer, where I say the frequencies of the solo guitar get have priority above the frequencies of the rhythm guitar, and this allows you to not turn your rhythm guitars as far down as you would normally during a solo, so they are down but not that much. And that track space thing does require extra CPU and stuff. So usually when I get to these parts, again, like all channels are live, right, in this project. Nothing is frozen, nothing is bounced. This is the live project. And yeah, at the point like when the solo is on, it's like 60 layers are at once playing. So these CPU messages aren't that weird, to be honest. So yeah, so let's take a look. So this is one of the parts actually where I started off with what I said. This is one of the parts that we totally changed from the original in my mind to the released version. It just went into a normal breakdown, so it went more into the part where the guitar solo is now. That was more like a breakdown. It is also more like drums, like a breakdown. But I wanted to, in a Ryan Johnson way, subvert your expectations. By the way, Last Jedi was the worst movie ever, but I hope that this isn't the worst song ever. But we're trying to do something that you thought would not come. This little drum and bass beat with these weird glitches in between it, where it goes loud, because where it goes loud was actually a different version of that I had it, and then I was like, I'm gonna overlap those two versions and cut it together, and that's what we got here. So the glitch is coming in. So there was also a version where that was just the whole thing. It was pretty loud, but yeah, I kind of like this. We have Fabio's vocals in the background, being more, yeah, like on throughout that microphone effect during that little breakdown. And then of course we have the little breakdown beat going on. Which is just a sample I tweaked a little bit, but yeah. And then after that we go into a version where it gets a little bit more. Here. So here I put the bass back into the drums, we put a guitar on it, and then we go up to the guitar solo, which is of course again an amazing guitar solo by Sitza. So yeah, super cool, fits the song really well. And then we go into this next part, the like the break after the break.
I'm trapped in my own net, trying to escape, but I end up dead.
So yeah, this part is like really like the calm down bit, right? We have the whisper voice of Fabio. We have some like atmosphere actually in there, so that's fun. We have this forest by night in there to give you that feeling, together with some so this is the background of that calm down. So it's all a vibe, right? And this is the part where I really like you probably didn't even hear that night jungle sounds are in there, but it really makes the feeling well. It really sets a vibe, and I'm all about using the effects to set these type of vibes. So I really like this. Then we are going into this bridge into the last chorus, where it's kind of like a different guitar riff for the first part of the chorus. So let's listen to it. Yeah, so it's really like a speed up. The guitar does play the chorus riff, but faster. The lyrics are a little bit different. There are less samples. What I really like about this is the transition back to the normal chorus. So if we're just gonna let the band play that part, so let's lose vocals and stuff. So we're just gonna do bass, drum, and guitar. It really it's just before the chorus hits again. It's just doing this uplift. It goes duh, 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 duh. I think it's really cool. I also put a fat 808 sub bass on it to really explode to the next part. Now you of course didn't hear the 808 because it's in my FX, but we'll add that too, and you really hear that it's booming to the next part. Yeah, and then the last part of the chorus is it's like the second chorus again. Like it's actually like a combination of the first chorus and the second chorus because the ad libs are gone, but the solo guitar is there again, and now louder. And then we have the like the outro bit. So let's listen to the outro.
The struggle that I face, but it's hard to reach out when I'm in this place in your mind.
So yeah, we're at the outro. Fabio sings it pretty quiet here, and he does this nice little choir in the background. Which I really like. It gives it like this end feeling of, yeah, this is gonna sound stupid, but the song is like a heroic battle. You fought to free your mind from the dark thoughts and stuff, and then at the end it's this nice little, the choir really fits the vibe well. Really like what we did there. So yeah, that's in my mind. I think I could probably nitpick another million things here, but I think in total it's a really cool song. I'm really happy that we said like, okay, let's look at this song again, right? Let's look at it again. Can we make it a single? Can we make it something that we really feel like this will be a good single? And we did, and I'm happy that we released it. And yeah, I cannot wait to show you what's next. So what the next one is gonna be something special, something really cool. We're working already pretty hard on it, and yeah, I'll tell you more hopefully about it soon. It's gonna be a fully new song that we really worked on from scratch. So we're using all our latest tricks, and I'm hoping that you guys are gonna love that too. So for now, I'm really happy that I even kept this talk under half an hour, which is like super good for my how I do these talks. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this mix thing. If you ever have questions about how we do stuff, how I mix stuff, if you ever want to deep dive in certain things, always feel free to reach out. Sharing knowledge is important also in the music making industry. So thank you all for watching.